I am going live without going public because I wanted to get through this live without reading comments and being interrupted. Because I am going to be reading the comments and looking and stuff like that. So, okay. I was thinking today, now this is a 2023, pagan year 2023, right? For me, the new year doesn't start until March. That's where new life comes in. That's where I consider the new year. I was thinking about how people have been talking for years about reparations. And I understand our plight as black people, right? Melanated people, so called black people. How we have been doing our best to come up with ways, or we've been coming up with like different types of things to say, to present to the government to say, hey, look, we want our 40 acres and a mule. But then it's like, what is that the equivalency to right now in US dollars? How people, they want, the government to cut a check. They want these specific things. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I was thinking to myself today, and excuse me, I burped. I was I was like, I don't want money. If the United States government truly wanted to give back or make right the slavery, the energy of slavery, what they done to our ancestors, for so long. If they wanted to make that right, go knocking from door to door like they did the census back in the day. Me personally, I would tell them I don't want money. I would I would tell them what I want is power, right? Some of you are like, here we go with this, but let me explain. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. If America is about what 4 to 500 years old, which Amaru Khan, America, is Turtle Island, which is way older than what they said. If America is 4 to 500 years old, which means the corporation, right? Let's say a little bit over 400 years. That means that the United States became a corporation due to free labor, aka slavery. And if America was able to become an official corporation due to the free labor that was given out, then it's only right that as a descendant of those very ancestors that this corporation was built on the back of, I should hold some stakes, right? I mean, at least that's the way I'm thinking. I should hold some stakes. I should hold a percentage in this company because, see, this is my thought process, right? The money's going to come, the land is going to come. I want the power. Not only do I want the power, I want to be able to sit in these meetings and make decisions that actually matters, that actually counts. 4:44 on the clock. I also want to be the 51st vote. I'll explain. I understand that it is the last vote. Okay? Some people will consider this a vote that doesn't matter because it's last. However, this vote is insurmountable when it comes to power because this vote is the tiebreaker vote. I want to have that vote. I want to be the 51st voter on the board for the corporation. I want 50%, I want 50 of these people, 50% making this decision, what they think is right. I want 50% to be over here thinking what is right, and I want to be the one in the middle. And I want to hear both sides. And it all is going to boil down to me. That's the power that I want. Now, of course, I already foresee some people laughing at this video. I already foresee people saying, "Oh, you'll never get it. You'll this." But keep that to you. Keep that energy to you. But I'm just saying that 40 acres and a mule at this point is not gonna do me good. I don't want the back pay in money and funds. That's not what I want. If if my lineage, which I know for a fact my lineage has helped play a part of the United States of America becoming an incorporated energy in the world that is known for, by default, being the power structure of the world, being a bully, a global bully, always dipping their nose in other countries' businesses, then guess what? If it was, and it was indeed built on the back of some of my forefathers, going back to more than 400 years, then it is only right that I am a shareholder. It's only right. So I'm going to need quarterly statements. I'm going to need monthly updates. And since I'm the 51st vote, it will behoove you to do that on time. Because everything will lie with me, right? This is and this is what I think people need to start really looking at. This is how you need to start treating it because now this again, we're in the year pagan year 2023. This is how you should start treating how you view the world. You have to see it from value, right? And because money is fiat and it can deflate and inflate, and the structure of the world built on fiat money can also influx and deflux, you want to start putting weight on what matters. What is the gold in your life? Or when it comes to the way that they are living in this world, what is the monatomic gold in your life? If I know that my ancestors were very essential into building this country to become a corporation, for the powers that used to be and ain't no more to be able to gain power off of my ancestors' energy through blood, sweat, tears, and pain and trauma, then I'm more than well acquainted with this knowledge of knowing that I'm due this power. I'm due to have this power. So now I move the weight of value off of tangible things that could instantaneously make my life better. And then I move it to the intangible of power, which which basically means of me knowing that when I'm holding all of this type of power that I just said to y'all, that everything else tangible will come behind it. So no, I do not want your 40 acres and a mule. I don't want your retributions in the form of a paycheck. I want power. I want stakes. I want to hold the 51st vote. And with that comes everything else. My blessings flow from above. And they will always turn into tangible results. But for where I'm at in my life, I see something far more valuable than that. And of course, this fiat money, which we call US dollars, of course, we have to live. We live in a society where, this stuff matters, and let me just tell y'all a little secret. Even if it was to move into a cashless society, which I don't really see that coming very soon, not as soon as they want it, because there's a power struggle behind that. That's not, I don't even think that's gonna actually happen. And let me just tell y'all this: foresight, not hindsight is 2020, but foresight is power. Okay, so let me hip y'all up to something. We're gonna hear talks about a cashless society more this year than we've ever heard before. Do not be alarmed. Do not be alarmed. Do not think it to be strange. This is to They're gonna try to use and harvest fear. 11:11 on the clock, to try to implement this to be a thing. It is not going to happen. I'm telling you, this is a non-reversible fact and it cannot be undone. Do you understand me? They are not going to be able to do that. You understand? Unfortunately, the way that this corporation is built, there has to be some form of tangible funds. All right? There's a lot of lay laws that y'all don't know that is in place, that even the Galactic Federation, they have allowed certain things to happen in this world. And in order, unfortunately, even in the Anunnaki times, when they begin to splice the DNA of humanoids to make them more docile and less capable of rebelling, all right? Because we know that the first form of humanoids rebelled, and they kind of like went into hiding or retreat, all right? Kind of like the same as the Agarthans, right? Or the Elven race, right? The inner earth realm dwellers, kind of like them. But the next influx of Adams and Eves that they created were called the Igigi, Igigi. Okay, and the Igigi is what we see as evolutionary change, is what you can call modern day people that are awakening their junk DNA through ascension processes. Okay, their junk DNA is what they call RNA. Okay, that is not junk DNA. That is the superhuman genetic DNA. That is the codes that was placed in our species, which was a subspecies of humans. Okay, or humanoids. So, whereas they depended on the Ajiji to never awaken and to be docile and do slave work to mine this earth for monatomic gold, what ended up happening is, of course, as always, when you are in the earth's atmosphere, you have to either evolve or die. So the evolutionary process was to now take on the body of the Anunnaki, fully human, but to keep them not divine. But the evolutionary process pushes you to become fully divine in a fully humane body. And what's happening is we're seeing Merkaba light code upgrades left and right. And then your superpowers and your superhuman DNA is being awakened with, again, what they call junk DNA, which is your RNA. And so now we're moving from 2 strands to 4 strands, 4 strands to 12 strands, 12 strands to 18 and above. So they can't stop this, right? They're also seeing that the chemtrails and other things are not working as well. It is what it is. Listen, the powers that used to be that ain't no more, they know what's happening. So their last bits is to do as much harvesting as they can by way of fear. So I want you to hold on this year and understand that all these acknowledgments of decoding and declassifying papers and knowledge that they held so near and dear to them, that purpose is going to be to harvest fear. All right. So just know that, some parts of this system is not feeling, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's time for the people to know. We want to liberate them. So we're going to declassify this information. Know that, there are still, unfortunately, shadow parts of the system that still wants to run under a total government of control. And it's just, there is no more mind control or government. Mentis govern, mind control as we know it. All right. This earth is not supporting that kind of construct anymore. So it's time to start thinking from a higher place. It's time to start seeing things from a higher perspective and what you deem to be right, righteous, and valuable. And that's why I'm just laying this out to y'all to just think about it. What is more powerful than money? Power, right? Now, the thing about this is it's not going to be granted to you if you can't handle it, right? This is where the screening process comes out and forth as you ascend. And we also have to understand that there will be some light beings that are under false light that has ascended. I don't want to call it into a Luciferian energy because that's not necessarily false light. But there are other beings that are waiting for you at your ascension process that cast false lights. Okay. Again, I've said this before in other lives. For example, there are DMT aliens or entities that you do experience that wants to be worshipped, that do carry and cast a light that is false. Okay. So again, use your discernment. It is best, especially this year, that you not only gather your tribe on these social media outlets, start vetting people like me who you deem to be truth tellers, not just truth seekers, but truth tellers, because you're gonna have a lot of people trying to piggyback off of people like me so that they can seem real, just to give you false hope and to try to pillage your money and your energy. So just be very careful. Vet everybody, including me. Vet everybody. Don't just stop, at somebody because they said one good thing. Make sure they are walking the walk that they're talking, including me. I should not be off your limits. This is a collective effort to keep each other accountable. And though it may hurt to look at the truth as for what it is, but the truth is, in love, we should all keep each other accountable. Don't just only look toward prophets and prophetesses and seers and sages and saints that will lead you and guard you and help you and direct you into the paths in which you should go. But it is your utmost duty to yourself to stay tapped in through prayer, meditation, fasting, and other means and modes of how you should be able to flow in this life from this day forward. So, with that being said, I just wanted to put that on your minds and your hearts that this year, what does reparations for you look like? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Something is coming down the pipe. Well, reparations are going to be made. Reparations are going to be had. And let me just say this, for those of you who want the money, but you can't even govern $5 in your hand, you you gotta get that nickel bag because you got that itch. Giving you millions is not going to help solve your problems. Your problems is deeper than poverty. It's your mindset and the fact that you are unhealed. So be very careful about what you are asking for, because reparations are getting ready to be poured out. And I'm going to just tell y'all something. Some of this stuff is going to be spiritual first and then going to be made tangible. Because for some of y'all, it ain't just got to do with physical slavery. And I'm not talking about no boats and ships either. I'm also talking about people who already was here. But I'm also talking about reparations for the detriment of that you've had to suffer because of the karmic injustices that was created within your bloodline and your lineage. I'm talking about spiritual slavery. Here we go. This is a whole nother video. But let me just tap into a little bit before I get up off of here. I'm talking about those of you who are born into very strong and powerful bloodlines that can manipulate time and space through means of mind and magic or magi work. Those of you know who what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you, you might have been forced to do some things and cast certain things because of this spiritual slavery. Others of you might have turned on your own people, and that has caused karmic debt upon your lineage. And I'm talking about in past lives. If you've been working to make that kind of energy right, and some of you understand exactly what I'm saying. If you don't, book a reading. Everything is in the description box below. If you don't want a reading from me, go get it from somebody else. But get some help. If this is resonating with you and you don't know how to turn some of this stuff around, I can definitely walk with you and help you for the time being. But again, like I said, if you don't trust me, go to somebody you trust. And if you don't trust nobody, then turn within to get your answers. Everything ain't all about a dollar with me. I just want to help. But for some of you, this is where some of your karmic debt lies. And others of you who may in that lifetime was the ones begging your family members not to make these certain spiritual decisions, and they did it anyway. Unfortunately, you kept reincarnating in this lineage to do your best to pay that karmic debt off. And in this lifetime, you may be struggling the hardest because you may be the black sheep or the scapegoat, and not knowing that it's up to you to transmute that energy, whether you had a hand in it or not. You are the golden child. So, and I heard with the golden womb or the golden, that's just what it is. Again, reparations is coming in different forms, saints. So just be aware. Be aware and be well informed for this year. Really beautiful energy, bountiful blessings, really beautiful energy. Freedom and liberty, of course, the year of Jubilee, number 7. Golden era is here. It's just we have to also stay plugged in because of the turning point. You know, that wheel of fortune is a really, I can see it in the spiritual realm. It's a huge wheel. It's like a cog wheel. And it's turning. And it's really turning in the favor for a lot of us. And so just understand that though you get karmic justice this year, I pray that you and I will be so busy doing the things of God and enjoying the fullness of life that we won't be so engulfed in watching those people get what was due to them because of what they've done to us. It's just let them work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. It's time to really live in the overflow. And this is what I pray for you and yours. 24 o'clock. I end with that. I love y'all so much. Let's have multi-log in the comment section below. What did you get from this live, and what do you see as reparations for you and your family? And what would you add to that? What would you take away? Let's just kind of have some multi-log. Let's be very respectful in the comment section. And other than that, I hope you have a blessed, beautiful day endowed with love, peace, oneness, protection, and clarity. I'll see y'all next time.